All right, fantastic. So I think we'll go ahead and kick off. Welcome everybody, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for today's webinar, which is Unleashing AI with Creatio, 2 powerful use cases. So I'm Annie Egan, I'm the low code, no code lead here at CloudWave. And I'm joined today too by Creatio leadership who is on the line, who we've recently partnered with to develop applications on their platform. And that's what I will be showcasing today. So thank you all for joining. Special thanks to the Creatio team for joining us this afternoon as well. So let's dive into the agenda for today. So I'll just start by giving a quick introduction of who CloudWave is, what we specialize in. Then I'll move over to a partnership spotlight to explain why CloudWave is so excited to have partnered with Creatio. And then also cover Creatio's pricing simplicity to show you all how you can discover the clarity of Creatio's transparent pricing. Then, of course, we'll move into the use cases that we've developed, one being the student success application and the other one being a financial disclosure application using Creatio's native AI to boost efficiency. And then, of course, I would say last, definitely not least, is Q&A. If you all have any questions, feel free to put those into the chat. We'll do our best to address them. If I'm unable to, though, we'll be sharing out the slides afterwards as well. And my contact information is on there. So if there's any follow-up, feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to follow up with you afterwards. So CloudWave, who we are. So CloudWave has been around for over a decade. We specialize in cloud technology. So like Creatio, which is a cloud no-code, low-code, no-code platform, as well as other platforms like Salesforce, Google, Smartsheet, AWS. We also specialize in integrations using platforms like MuleSoft to crack into source data and bring those into other systems as well. We also specialize a lot in AI and analytics. We will do a lot of AI use cases around our different platforms. And of course, that's why many of you are here today to showcase Creatio's AI capabilities. So primarily our client customer base is in the federal workspace, federal governments, but we also have done implementations in private industry as well. So our services, we work in agile sprints, but aside from just doing custom app development, we also specialize in implementation and onboarding. We've developed Center of Excellences, created governance around the platform so that we ensure everybody is following best practices when using the solutions we develop. Of course, as I mentioned, integration services, with platforms like MuleSoft, but also creating APIs, connectors within the cloud platforms we use as well. Process automation, so taking manual processes within long spreadsheets or worksheets or what have you, and digitizing those. And then, of course, training and support on the solutions and platforms we use as well. So why choose Creatio? Why are we so excited to be partnered with Creatio? The more I use the tool, the more excited I get about it. It has a native AI command center. So everything is already built into one platform. So when you're building a no-code or low-code solution, the AI is already there. You don't need to go out and purchase a separate platform to use the AI. There's pre-built AI skills already within Creatio. You can also create your own AI skills within the platform as well. And you can monitor your usage of the AI too. So that's been really helpful as we have been developing applications to have that already natively there and working and fully functioning. So With Creatio, you can automate workflows with ease. It's truly drag and drop. And then as you build AI skills or use native AI skills, you can just drag and drop those into your business process as well. You can build custom apps. You don't need to use code if you don't want to. If you want to focus on citizen development, Creatio can absolutely support that. However, if you want to customize with code, you have that option as well. At the core of Creatio is sales, marketing, and service applications to support CRM. And then, of course, it will scale seamlessly as your business expands, depending on your needs. So as I mentioned, when I was going over the agenda, one of the things I like about, or one of the many things I should say that I like about Creatio is the upfront pricing. A lot of times when you're net new to a platform, you just kind of want to get an idea of what pricing will look like. So rather than having to wait for a meeting, meet with a sales rep, they actually have a pricing calculator online that anybody can go to. I have the link here. So, and I'll show you quickly how that's done. And again, when we share out the slides, that's something you can check out on your own to learn more as well. But you're able to put together an accurate estimate, so you're able to make decisions quickly. Now, if you want to talk to a sales rep afterwards or test out the platform yourself, like those options are available as well. But I really appreciate the transparent pricing. And also want to highlight that the Creatio AI, the native AI that I'll be speaking to today, is included in all platform plans. So let me switch over here for a minute just to showcase this. So if you go to the Creatio pricing calculator, you see here, you can choose from your different platform plans, growth, enterprise, and unlimited. Obviously, as you're moving into enterprise and unlimited, that's as your instance is growing larger. So for this example, I'll just select growth because we're just starting out with Creatio in this scenario. So we'll say we have about 20 users. And what's also nice is if you want to understand what exactly you're getting with each of the plans, they have this nice link here where you can do a comparison of each of the plans and what those include and how they differ. And then as you're updating what you want to purchase, if you know, and the calculator will do all of that for you on the right-hand side to estimate the cost. So you can add, this gives us, the growth plan gives us access to the low-code, no-code platform. But if we want to add pre-built products like sales, marketing, and service applications, we can select that. You also have the option of maybe not everybody who's using Creatio will need access to these products. So you have the flexibility to make that number smaller there as well. As mentioned, the AI, as you can see here, is included. So you get 100,000 tokens per user. If you think you might need more, you can add additional packs to your purchase, as well as additional user types. If there's users who only need limited access or portal type users, if you have external folks accessing your applications, then this could be something you want to add as well, and then determine, your max number of users per year within that. And then lastly, support, depending on what your needs are. Again, maybe basic support works, or if you need additional support as you're rolling this out within your company, or if you're rolling it out to a company or client, you might want additional support. So you can update that as well. And what's nice here too, similar to comparing the plans, you can compare support plans as well to better understand, what you may or may not need. But yeah, so as I mentioned, the calculator on the right-hand side here has updated. I can get a pretty good estimate of what I plan to purchase here. I can go ahead and buy it right away, or if I want to talk to a sales rep, I can do that. I can also schedule a demo or try Creatio for free myself. So I just wanted to point this out for folks. You can kind of come here on your own, play around with it, and then also get a free account to test it out yourself as well. So getting into the AI piece of things here. So as I mentioned, there are pre-built AI skills, and that comes with monitoring as well. But before I dive into the use cases and our use of AI there, I just want to take a step back to ensure everybody has the same understanding of what we're talking about when we refer to AI tokens. So tokens are units of text processed by AI models. So thinking chunks of words, characters, or symbols, it's processing. So every interaction with Creatio AI, like generating a response or executing on a skill, consumes tokens based on how complex that specific task is. So again, the AI skill token usage is influenced by how long that prompt or dialogue is, the amount of data you're providing, and then the number of actions you're asking the skill to take as well. And again, this is all within one platform, and then you're able to monitor all of that within one platform as well through the AI Command Center. So I'll jump over to the AI Command Center as well before we get into the use cases. But also just wanted to call out, so when we were on the pricing calculator, you saw the different additions you can purchase. So these are the tokens included off the bat with each of those additions. All right. Let me switch screens here real quick and go into AI Command Center. All right, so just right here, as you navigate around on the left side here are the applications that I have access to, my user has access to. So this comes again out of the box when you purchase Creatio, the AI Command Center. So I have the Creatio AI agents here. Some of these are pre-built, some we have created ourselves. But essentially, if you go into one of these, it can kind of gives you a breakdown of what that agent does. And what I like, the term Creatio uses for its AI agents is twin, which resonates with me because I feel like I am working alongside the AI, and the times I've wished to clone myself have actually come to fruition. So, but you can see here the role, explaining the role of the agent, what it's supposed to do, instructions, any limitations, and then assigning its skills, which is the next section down here. So AI skills, again, there are some that come pre-built with Creatio, and then based off your application needs, you can also create your own skills. So again, just kind of diving a little bit deeper into this. This one is to summarize the opportunity. It kind of gives you notes and guides you on how to create a skill. And then down here is the actual prompt telling it, how to summarize an opportunity and what those steps looks like, the actions in order to do that as well. And then the permissions to execute this as well. And then the last thing I want to show in regards to the AI Command Center is the dashboards I've been talking about. So again, you're able to view how many tokens you're using. Obviously, we seem to be in pretty good shape as far as tokens available, but you see a breakdown of the average tokens used per skill, how many skills have been launched, and then tokens spent per month. Then I'll go down here as well, and you can see tokens spent by users. So you get a breakdown of that as well to better understand your usage of AI within Creatio. All right, so switching back over to the slide deck for a couple more slides here. So the AI use cases that I'll be diving into today, as I mentioned, there's 2 use cases that we've put together. One is a financial disclosure application built on Creatio, and then our student success app also built on Creatio. So before I dive into the demos, I just want to give like a brief context overview of each app. So the financial disclosure app was designed with federal agencies in mind. However, I do think this is applicable to folks, to businesses, industries outside of the federal space as well, because it's essentially, it's in the name. You're disclosing what financials you have to ensure there's not a conflict of interest. So federal employees each fiscal year need to submit a financial disclosure form to ensure there's no conflicts of interest in any of the assets, stocks they own, or any outside work obligations they might have as well. So this gets filed yearly and then reviewed by legal each year to make sure that folks in certain positions are, again, not having any conflicts of interest. So prior to, many, not actually that far into the distant future, a lot of this were, PDFs, paper forms that folks would have to fill out. Obviously, that's very time consuming. So with Creatio, we've been able to develop this, digitize it. So it kind of walks users step by step of the process, breaks it down, makes it easier, more digestible to understand. There's AI capabilities to help with pre-population of the filings, in-app approval tools using Creatio's very powerful business process tool, and then also dashboarding to be able to track submissions, workflows for those filings each year. So the student success application, so that's the other one the other use case we focused on within Creatio. So that one is to help colleges, universities help with student retention. I think it's become more and more common over the years that there's been increased dropout rates within colleges and universities. So this is a tool that kind of consolidates, integrates with learning management systems, student information systems, and pulls data from those source systems, aggregates it to essentially flag students that are at high risk of dropping out, whether that be academically related or financially related. We're pulling that information in, and then with the goal of reaching out to those students to ensure that they feel supported and lessen the likelihood of them dropping out and leaving the university. So without further ado, I'm going to take a sip of water and jump into the demo. All right, so I'll start with the student success application. So right now I am signed in, kind of think of me as like an academic advisor. We refer to it within the application as a student success team, but essentially this individual is logging in. They're able to see the students they're responsible for, and then also it's going to, again, flag any students that are at risk of dropping out. So the UI, this Creatio's native UI, is really user-friendly. You're able to kind of see here in the blocks your students who are under my purview, and then ones that have been identified as either academically at risk or financially at risk. And we'll dive into, how that's determined in a little bit. And then on the right-hand side here, you can see I can review and take actions on the alerts below for the students that are at risk. Also below here, I have the ability to do bulk outreach to the students that I support. So even before maybe I reach out to them because of concerns of them dropping out. I just want to let them know that I'm here to support them. So we can do a bulk email of that. Just say all students, move this to in progress. And we also can take advantage of templates, pre-created templates here within Creatio. So I have this nice welcome template here. And then once it looks good to go, I can go ahead and save this, and it'll reach out to the students, just letting them know I am here to support you throughout the school year and their journey. So going back here as well. So again, on the right-hand side here, it's highlighting the students at risk. It's advising me to take action within 24 hours to ensure timely support of them. And I will actually go to the Students tab here as well, because I also got further breakdown of not just folks under my purview, but all students as well. So all at-risk students, and whether it's academic, financial, and you can kind of see here a breakdown too. Are they, how many students are at high risk, how many low, moderate, across the two categories as well. Students with GPA below 2.0. So again, depending on what data I'm trying to get, I can look at further details here and see a breakdown of the students, whether or not they're at risk. You also have the capabilities to change the way this is viewed. Maybe you don't want bar, but you want columns here. You can change this however works best for you. So let me go ahead and pull up a student. All right, so again, think of me as an academic advisor. I saw on my list, Amelia here is at risk, both academically and financially. So she definitely needs my support here. I get a breakdown of details. It looks like she's a freshman, majors in computer science, has her contact information, personal details, language preferred, any previous conversations had with her. And then I can go to the overview here as well and see how, the details of the academic risk factors as well as financial. So I can see the risk scoring here. So this is an algorithm we created that essentially weights each of the categories, which is GPA, attendance rate, assignments missed, weights that and kind of derives a percentage to determine how at risk they are. This could be customized depending on the needs of the client. But you see here, low GPA, low attendance, many assignments missed, and this was pulled from the learning management system. And then the financial data is pulled from the student information system. And you can see the algorithm provided here as well to determine how we determine if a student is at financial risk. So just kind of going through here. So again, this is all pulling data through APIs, native APIs through Creatio, pulling this all together so that you're able to kind of look at this in a snapshot here. So obviously we realize Amelia is academic risk. So the best next step would be to reach out to her. So I want to demonstrate here some of the AI capabilities within Creatio in this application. So this is Creatio's native AI out of the box. So I can select that here, and it's asking, what can assist me with today? So these are actually some prompts. We created some skills that will kind of assist the user, but they could also just type here what they're looking for assistance with as well. but let's go ahead and just say generate student summary. All right, perfect. So as you can see here, it gives me a summary of Amelia. So if I didn't want to click through the tabs and everything and just want to see this at a glance, I'm able to do that. It also gives me recommended next steps, which is awesome. I can schedule financial aid counseling, encourage a meeting with a tutor, immediate focus areas, obviously want to address the many overdue assignments she has. So it also gives me optimal delivery channel and time, as well as a draft communication to send to Amelia to let her know that I'm here to support her and to start moving forward on some of these next steps. It also drafted a SMS message as well. So then I can go over here to my outreach and go ahead. I could send these. I could send an email, send an SMS, send a WhatsApp. I can also ask it, see, make the tone of the email even friendlier. So as you see here, it added even a little bit more friendliness and support to Amelia's email. And then it lets me know if you'd like me to proceed with sending this email, just let me know. And once I'm ready to send it, I can instruct it to do so. Oh, no, of course. Typically that goes through, but then I can also come here manually as well and send out the email with her. We also have integrations with not just email, but as you saw, you can do an SMS message, phone calls, or we're integrated with WhatsApp as well. So I think there's two really important things that we've done with this application. Obviously, integrating with the learning management system, student information system, pulling the most valuable pertinent information so that we can flag students and really resolve this issue of students dropping out by having more communication, more outreach. And the native AI within Creatio also does an excellent job of giving recommended next steps on how to retain that student within the university. Again, I also want to call out, like, this AI functionality is there day one within the platform. There are additional things you can do with it to add. Like I said, the prompts appear there, but this is just there seamlessly integrated as you develop applications within the platform. So I will switch over to our next use case. Which is our financial disclosure form. So I'll be hopping back and forth a little bit with this application. So I'll do my best to kind of call out who I'm logged in as so you're able to follow along with the process. But right now I am logged in as a government employee for an agency who, given their position, they need to file a financial disclosure. In the federal space, this has also been referred to, as you'll see on the page here, the OGE Form 450. So that's essentially the form we took and digitized. But again, this could be applicable to many different industries. So nice homepage here. As I come in as a filer, I can see, it lets me know that I need to submit my financial disclosure. I also like that I have frequently asked questions on the right-hand side here so I can better understand why I need to do this. And then also there's a report submission guideline as well. So I am logged in as Olivia. If I'm ready to file, I can go ahead and do that. What's nice here, I won't be able to demonstrate it today, but there is AI incorporated from the get-go with this application as well. If Olivia had maybe worked for a different federal agency and had like a PDF copy of her OGE Form 450 from there, she would be able to upload that document to here and not have to re-enter all the information. The AI would be able to pull and match the information based off the fields within the PDF, match those to the fields within this application. But for this scenario, we'll go ahead through the process. So I'll hit file now. So this is kind of Privacy Act statement, being aware, of any penalties if I don't answer things honestly. So obviously going to acknowledge that. Okay, so again, this is nice. It kind of breaks it down into smaller chunks of the information I need to fill out. If the AI were to pre-populate this too, it would have me go in, even if the information was pre-populated, and just confirm that everything looked accurate before I submit it. But just general information for Olivia here. Some of this information does come pre-populated, so she just needs to add some additional information, her grade, band, agency, appointment date, and then the branch or unit she's with as well. If this all looks good, she can hit confirm. And then for assets, so any stocks that she might have, or maybe, individuals might not, so they can also select no here. But in this case, we'll go ahead and say she does. And then she can add her list of assets or income sources. So we'll just say ABC stock. Because I am not overly creative, we'll just say ABC stock. Who's the owner? Because it could be a dependent child or spouse, but in this case, we'll just say it's owned by Olivia and it's currently held. So I can hit save here. And again, I can add additional if need be. But for demo's sake, we'll just add the one and confirm that. As you can see here, this is updating nicely to let me know I've confirmed this section. With liabilities as well, I can add this and report. So in this case, I'll go ahead and add a mortgage. And just fill out the applicable information here. And hit confirm. And then any outside paid positions that I need to disclose, let's just say our friend Olivia here does not have any, and then any agreements or arrangements that she would need to disclose as well. And again, on each of these pages, there's a description of, what is expected to have to be entered here. So we'll say no and confirm here as well. So it looks like she went in, confirmed each of the sections. The information is accurate. She can add any comments here within the feed on the right-hand side. It'll show up. So then when the reviewers, approvers receive this, if she wants them to reach out to her or has any additional comments, she can add that here. So we'll just say, call me with any questions. And then, of course, certifying that the information provided is true. Go ahead, confirm and submit. All right, so I'm gonna, now, as I mentioned, I'm gonna be kind of going back and forth here as a couple of folks, so just so you can get a couple of different points of view. So next here, I will log in as Catherine, and she is one of the reviewers within the legal department, so she'll be reviewing Olivia's disclosure report. So as you can see, her UI looks a little bit different. she can come in here and just see ones awaiting her review. So here we go. It tells her time left to complete her review. The information about Olivia on the left-hand side here, personal details. Similar to the student success application, this is broken down into tabs, so it makes it a little bit easier to review. Again, kind of her general information, position, employment details, and her disclosed information as well. And again, we have the native AI available here as well. So we can just say, you know, say what else. Let's see. Okay. Need to refresh this. Sorry, bear with me here for a second. So I can kind of work with the AI here to get additional information about what Olivia has submitted within her form. And then I can go ahead and go to the review and closure as well. I can also go to the feed here. If I had any questions for her, I'm able to reach out to her at the number provided. If everything looks good, then great. I can add my final comments here. But if something doesn't look good, maybe I have a question about one of the assets she listed or need her to update or add something I'm aware of, then I can reassign this back to the filer. But again, for demo purposes, we'll kind of go the happy path and say it looks great. We'll mark as reviewed. All right, so then there's one more level of approval that this one would go through. Again, this is all customizable based off, you know, customer needs. There could be several levels of approval, maybe one level of approval, but this can be updated using Creatio's business process accordingly based off the needs of the users. So I'll start here. So this is Sarah. She is essentially Catherine's manager. So she has oversight of all of the financial disclosure forms. So as you can see here, we have a great breakdown of everything so that she's able to see the status of all the financial disclosures at a glance. She can also understand the workload of the people that work for her, which are Michael and Catherine, to make sure that's evenly spread. Breakdown of disclosure points by assigned applicant, filing year, you know, how many were filed in 24 versus 25. So this gives her a nice breakdown of information. Also, any reports that are submitted and awaiting her review, she's able to see the number there, as well as the ones that have been cleared and finalized. So go ahead and so for this one, we can just, again, I want to show the AI capabilities here as well. We'll just say, maybe Catherine's super busy and says, can you provide a quick summary of this record. All right, AI does not want to play with me right now. Great. Well, we'll continue. So again, she's able to ideally navigate with the AI there. But then also, if she doesn't want to use that, she has her tabs here to kind of click through and review the information that Olivia has provided. So she can see here too, Catherine reviewed it. She said it looks great. If I am in agreement as well, I can go ahead and say it looks great. Or if it needs to kind of go back to the beginning because Olivia didn't provide certain details that I require, I can reject that as well. So we'll go ahead and hit approve. And as you can see, it's been approved and marked as complete. So that is the financial disclosure application as well. One more thing I just wanted to show, this is a component that we developed within Creatio. So this can kind of be applied to different sections, objects within Creatio, different applications. But again, I just kind of wanted to highlight this feature. This was an AI component we developed to essentially, depending on what you want to use it for, but it can take a document and review it, extract data from it, and then map it to fields within a section in Creatio. So we'll just say here, fill this out real quick. So this is for banking app. But again, this could be applied to any type of application or object. Washington, Virginia. No. And then, so a lot of times, I don't know, think when you're like going to get a passport or a new driver's license, some sort of official documentation, or applying for a new credit card, you usually have to provide like proof of address, right? So that can usually be a bill. So essentially that's what we're doing here is somebody's filling out information to submit for an account. And then as part of that, they also need to attach a file to prove, further prove who they are. So we'll go ahead and save this. So as you can see here, I just attached an electric bill I had here. So the AI assist form, or AI form assist rather, pops up here. And then once the file is processed, I'm able to select it here, and it'll kind of come in and recommend which fields I should pull, or which fields match the information that's already been entered into the record. And then I have the option to either update that information or leave it as is. So let's see. Usually this is pretty quick. Let's see. All right. Well, I can come back to that. Let me go ahead and just walk through the rest of the slide deck here real quick. So those were the two AI use cases. We can go ahead and hop into Q&A if folks want to use the chat to the Google Meet in-app chat to ask any questions. I'm happy to field your questions as best as I can. If I'm unable to answer anything too, I will follow up with you. Also, just wanted to highlight on the next page here, I encourage everybody to stay connected. All of my information is here. So if you also think of a question later on, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. There's also our LinkedIn and website is listed there as well. All right, I'm actually going to, before I hop into questions, go back over here because it looks like it is processing the file as I speak. There we go. So as you see here, the file processing has been completed, the Dominion bill sample. So it's noticing, calling out any mismatches. You can see here it's all caps. The address doesn't match at all. So I probably would want to talk to Will about that. But we'll go ahead and update that. And it lets me know that information has been updated. Also, just the spell or the capitalization and such of things. I can either go ahead and click update all, or again, kind of pick and choose what I want to update here. So again, these are what you're seeing in the left-hand column, kind of working left to right here. You see the fields available within Creatio, within the Creatio record. And then I have the action of either updating it, or if I update it and change my mind, I can also revert it back to what had previously been entered here. And then this third column here is the value in the source. So the source being the bill I uploaded, and then the AI's confidence in how accurate this information is. So it's coming in with 100% accuracy, confidence of accuracy across the board here. So I can go ahead, hit update all. It updates all the information for me. I can refresh. As you can see now on the left-hand side here, it's updated all the information accordingly. So again, this can be applied to any type of record application. So if you have any needs where you're taking a document, want to extract that information or verify information that's been entered based off a document, this component is really helpful. It has a lot of time savings. So now that I was able to demonstrate that, we can switch back over and I will open the floor for any questions folks might have. Feel free to enter them in the chat. All right, I'm not hearing any questions. So again, I will share this slide deck out. Definitely want to connect with all of you. And of course, if you have any questions as well, feel free to reach out to me. And we'll be following up with the recording and the slides as well. If there's no questions, I thank you all very much for joining me today as I walk through Creatio and the applications we've developed there. So thank you, everyone.